Hello everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. In the last video, we finally left Kotamare and we arrived in Ruhalt Basin. We were just crossing the basin in order to get to Ruhalt Plateau. Off screen, I went ahead and I cleared out the area and made a save at the pillar. And I'm now here in front of the lightning temple just to make a quick pit stop before we move on to Ruhalt Plateau. So the lightning altar can be found in the southern part of the map. You just follow the windy road and you will eventually find it. And if you have done the Con Essence quest, you will also find the lightning essence right in front of the altar. I've taken Zephie into my party because you will need her for this quest. Using her, you want to speak to the Avis in front of the temple, who will tell us that the lightning god is angry and he wants us to appease his anger. And he will give us an item that is going to allow us to break through the barrier. So this is a relatively easy task because the lightning essence is only level 49 and we are level 65. I'm not quite sure why the level is so low. It could possibly be because we were here earlier, but it's impossible to gain access to the altar until this point. So I'm not too sure what the line of thinking was there, but in any case, this is a very easy task. The essence has the ability to kind of stun you if it hits you with a stunning blow, but other than that, there is really nothing to worry about with this fight. So go ahead and take it out, and once it's been defeated, you can again use Zephie to speak to the lightning spirit. I must have been overcome by an anger so intense that I lost my senses. Ah, you have restored me to my senses. I thank you. I flew into a rage at failing to discern the rightful royal heir and being deceived by Shuenzite. Although I was deceived, I did grant him recognition as being of royal pedigree. I regret that I cannot do anything for you, princess. I pray that you will become the next king. Now, only the Wind Temple remains. The Wind Altar is on the Ruhalt Plateau. I want you to pass the final trial safely. So unfortunately, he won't be able to help us, but perhaps the Wind Spirit can. Once you've finished that up, go ahead and speak to the Avis again to finish up the request, and to also get the Wind Tablet. And that tablet is going to give us access to the Wind Altar once we get there. We also get a little bit of experience for finishing that up. And now that that's all said and done, we can move right on towards the exclamation point before reaching Ruhalt Plateau. So I have cleared the area out of enemies, but I did find out that if you backtrack a little bit to a pillar earlier on in the area and you try to go forward again, the enemies do respawn. So that may be a good thing for those of you who are looking to do a little bit of additional grinding, because the enemies here do give quite a nice chunk of experience. So that's just something to keep in mind. We are going to be coming up to a pretty tough boss battle here, so I'm just going to change my party. For this one, I'm going to use Judo, Celestine, and Rue. I'm going to use them as my long-range attackers, and if possible, I'm also going to try and demonstrate their co-op technique that we learned back in Navy Blue Marsh, because I haven't had the opportunity to show that off yet. So once you're ready, go ahead and approach the exclamation point on the map.
Ruhalt.
Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine meeting you again in this fashion, Princess.
Nor I.
I wish that I could allow you to pass. However, for the good of Landsheim, I'm afraid that I cannot.
Even if Zephie dies, the world won't be saved. You're gonna stop us anyway?
I've learned the truth too. But the lives of tens of thousands have already been sacrificed.
And? You're telling Zephie to join them? What's one more?
I am ashamed, Princess. Nevertheless, this is my answer. All I can do is pray that our descendants save this perverted paradise, and break us free from the Doom Seeds.
Then why don't you sever those ties right here and now?
The time is not right. Are you saying you will do it now? There is no telling what might happen when you do.
It's because of cowards like you that the Doom Seeds keep falling, and innocent people keep dying. Because of you people! You know there's another way, but refuse to acknowledge it!
Ruhalt, please. Let us continue on our way. Haven't you always encouraged me to follow my heart and have the courage to do what's right?
That is exactly why I cannot. I mustn't back down. On the contrary, Princess, I myself must.
I understand. This is the path that you have chosen.
Okay, so rather unexpected foe we have to face here, but unfortunately Ruhalt hasn't quite come around to our way of thinking, so he has to be eliminated. The first thing to take care of is the lackeys that he's brought with him. You wanted to take down the soldiers and the healing wizard, and once they're taken care of, you can focus all of your efforts on Ruhalt, who is quite a formidable foe. He's very tough, he has a lot of defense and a lot of attack power. He is a close-ranged attacker. He has one long-ranged attack, but he doesn't use it very often. So it's going to be your person in front that is going to be taking most of the beating, and that's why I've chosen to have a party where I have two long-ranged attackers, because he can focus all of his attention on the up-close and personal person, and with the two long-range attackers, you can utilize chaining and healing and whatnot. Apart from being very strong, there's not much to worry about with Ruhalt. The only thing he can really do is stun the person that he's hitting with a very powerful sword blow. But other than that, you don't have to be prepared for any sort of status effect, so there is that. I'm just going to change up my skills here. And I'm going to try, like I said, to show off the co-op technique between Rue and Celestine if I can. Just need to heal Judo and give him a break. And I definitely want to utilize chaining with these two, so even if I can't get the technique to work, it's probably still a good idea for me to go ahead and chain with them to do the maximum amount of damage that I can. And if your frontline attacker goes down, it's really important to go ahead and revive them as soon as possible, because then Ruhalt will move on to the next person, who is most likely going to be one of your mages or one of your weaker party members, your long-ranged attackers that you have on the sidelines. And it's really important to kind of keep his attention with the up-close and personal attacker. If you're having difficulties with Judo, you're finding he's not doing the trick, then Argo might be a better choice, just because Argo has a lot more defense. And you can really use anybody for this battle, it's completely up to you. Everybody is able to generate con for this fight, and both Judo and Argo will be able to generate a lot of skill con, because they are going to be doing so much attacking.
I'll take it from here. You get back and rest.
Anytime. Understood. Freeze everything! Whoa! Leave it to me. Unity. Success.
So there we are. That is the technique between Rue and Celestine. Pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Glad I was able to show that off. I'm going to continue to use these two to chain and have Judo be the frontline attacker. The most difficult thing about this battle, I think, in my opinion, is that most people, I think, don't see it coming. It's, like I said, very unexpected. Road kind of just comes out of the blue. And in this area, after you have left Kodomare, there is no area to buy items. So if you've come to this area not expecting the fight and you're very low on items, then I think that's what makes this a real challenge, because you do blow through items very, very quickly. Obviously, as you can see, I have done so. Of course, you can put Celestine or Zephie in and have them heal, but because he hits so hard and so fast, it might be difficult for them to keep up. So that's kind of my only recommendation that I can think of, is just, you know, to use a team that you're very comfortable with and to have the items needed to keep up with this guy.
I'm not losing my way.
And if you do successful chaining and you have designated healers to keep your party members in the front alive, then that's kind of the key to this battle, in my opinion. It's very similar to the battle with Claire. He kind of stands in one place, is a front close range attacker just like Claire was, kind of takes a big beating and then unleashes very powerful attacks to kind of take you by surprise. We're almost through here. If I do a couple of more chains, I should be through. I'm gonna make Celestine use something with a little bit more power. Get their con set up so I can chain.
Big applause for hanging on until now.
And hopefully he will be done relatively soon, but before I run out of healing items.
I don't like battles.
Get back.
Another strategy that you can utilize rather than chaining if you're not able to generate the con or he's just too quick for you is to equip the high level skills and use those to your advantage to cause a lot of damage. Like with Judo, you can use his high level skill, Celestial Crusher, if you have it unlocked, or any other skill like it with other characters that are really powerful.
I'll take care.
Princess.
I will take back the true world. even if that means going against the people's wishes and suffering their hatred.
Princess, I apologize for not being able to accompany you.
Road.
Princess, your heart is in the right place. But even so, I do not believe that my choice was wrong. Now go, Princess.
Princess Rizafilda. Frustrating. If only we'd learned the truth sooner. This war might never have happened.
And that's why we have things we have to do right away, to make sure that we're not too late.
Let's move. We have a long way to go.
Right.
Okay, so with Raoud defeated, there is nothing to stand in our way from getting to Ruhalt Plateau, but we are going to be saving that for the next video. We have a lot to take care of there. We have a lot of side quests and a lot of story stuff to take care of, so we are going to have our hands full once we get there. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.